got on the walker there then?
15.
Good time. My victory. I know. I thought we were going to trot Howl I Know.
No, see, it's Hoxton. Yeah,
Miss
Montrose,
McGoldrick.
Miss McGoldrick, she can go on.
Revels. You have a great name, that. Ask me early.
Revels Hill.
Ask me
Revels,
early.
great name. Ask me early.
Cricket.
Hot
Rod. Crockermoor, Phoenix. White Hart and Classic Girl.
White Hart Lady.
And Classic Girl.
Oh, yeah.
She's fun. I did that a few times last week.
Yeah, that's fine then, yeah.
Okay. And that's right then. So does Harrison, do we tell Harrison to finish early this afternoon and then go down again later to get her?
Yeah, well, she won't be ready till 4 o'clock.
So we tell him finish early this morning?
Yeah.
And then just go back,
so then
go back
can
this
go and
afternoon?
Pick her up, yeah.
Have they got anything else down there?
Yeah, there's one other there.
But we still need to send the, well, you need to send the
No, we
pony
don't
in.
need to send.
We don't.
No, she said they've got another one having an op, so
Okay.
she'll be fine. She can go down there, and then they've got one other.
Good morning, I'm Harry Fry, and welcome to a day in my life at Higher Crockermoor.
We've been in the kitchen here, Kira and I, doing the work board for this morning since 4:30. It's now just coming up to 6 o'clock, and going to head up to the yard and see Raoul and Aaron, our head lads, and start getting horses on the walker and the day underway. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we're just come into the office. I'm going to go and meet up with Raoul and Aaron, who've been in since 5, and they've been feeding the horses and starting to get them first on the walker. So we'll go and check that they're all happy with everything's eaten up overnight, and then I'll run through the feed boards with Raoul for the day, and before the lads start coming in and getting ready to pull out for first stop for 7:30. Yeah, so just putting the board out for the lads so they can see what they're riding out through the course of the morning. And the colours, it's not rocket science. You've got canters or blues, walkers and trotters. So old habits die. You'll recognise the T-board from other yards. So we've got 70 in at the moment, and we've got about 20, just over 20 members of staff. So it's we can't do it without any of them. Of course, it's everyone plays a vital role in order to get the horses to the race course in tip-top condition. To carry on doing the temperatures. So we've got Mai Tai here. Just we take the temperatures fairly regularly. Obviously, the horses can't tell us what's going on, so it's up to us to pick up on the telltale signs. Obviously, temperature is one of the first things that might spike if there's something brewing. So we make sure all the horses go on the walker before they're exercised. So they're doing sort of up to half an hour to an hour before they go out, just so they've loosened up. So I'm running through with Raoul the feed board. He just lets me know what's eaten up, not eaten up overnight, and we just because Raoul does all the feeding, morning lunch, and the main feed in the evening. So we just make sure Raoul knows exactly what each horse is doing every day, and he knows that without me telling him. So Raoul, how long have you been with us? 10 years now? 11, yeah. So yeah. yeah, so he's in charge of dispersing all of this. And actually quite proud of the fact that we've made our own haylage. We've obviously got, we'll see in daylight, we've got plenty of turnout paddocks that obviously we can't use too much at this time of year when it's so wet, but the other half of the farm we put down to ryegrass. So we reseeded and put that down about 40-50 acres. So being able to make that in-house definitely helps with the cost of things for sure. Yeah, he's doing one, yeah. Deeper blue, he's trotting, so you can have one. Thought Christmas was over. So I'll be in here for sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, just finishing writing up the list and things now. So we're coming up to 7:30, and first lot will be ready to pull out there in the dark in the outdoor school. So we'll see them trotting around, warming up shortly before we head on up to the gallop. So you're doing 3 and 3rd, Lorcan. Beat the Bats just doing 1, 5th pair. Forever Blessed, 5th pair doing 1. Goudhurst is doing 3, Freddie 1st pair. Morning, Nick. Hello. I hope if Nick Luck's ringing you in the morning, it's hopefully you're doing something right. 7th pair with Fortunes again, Steve just doing 1. 7th pair, yeah. Yeah. Will Victory doing 1 in 10th. Apple is doing 1, 9th pair with Last for Legend. So we're driving through Hallstock here on the way to Gallop, which is where I was lucky enough to grow up with ponies and horses, and grew up on the hunting field, pony club, and it was all about us going as fast as I could from A to B. So obviously racing was a natural calling, and was very fortunate that Sebra was only 20 minutes away, where Richard Barber trained, and so from I think about 13, 14 I was spending my school holidays mornings over there riding out, and the racing bug definitely I got well and truly bitten, and was lucky to then ride it for a few years in Point to Points. Obviously that was my first ambition, was to be the next AP McCoy, although in fact I think AP is lucky that I am 6'3", because he wouldn't have won 20 championships otherwise. So but no, in all honesty, as much as I enjoyed it, obviously nature meant that I was quite clearly not made to be a jockey. So when I finished school, I was lucky to get, I spent my gap year working full time at Sebra, Richard Barber, and on the back of that season I was fortunate to end up as pupil assistant trainer at Ditchit with Paul Nichols, and they were 4 fantastic years with some real household names, the Corto Star, the Dem, and the masterminded Big Buck years. It was just, I mean, you look back on it now and just think how amazing it really was. Just to be in the yard working, I was there, eyes open, eyes and ears open, mouth shut, and just taking it all on board, and seeing Paul and Clifford Baker, his head lad, doing what they do best, was fantastic. And so then after being in Ditchit for 4 years, Dan Skelton was there as assistant at the same time, and I was eager to sort of try and spread my wings, climb the ladder a bit, and that's why I ended up back in Sebra as assistant trainer to both Paul running the satellite yard, and to Richard Barber helping with his pointers. So and that's where Rock on Ruby comes in, and he won in our second season there. He won the 2012 champion hurdles. So that was a really sort of key sort of point in a career, because it was on the back of his success that summer I took out my own licence and we started training from Zebra, and until we were there until 2020, until we moved to Higher Crockermoor farm here. So this is where we get out to see at the top of the gap to see first stop. Morning, Nick. How are you? Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, sorry, it's probably a bit windswept up here on the gallop. It's probably not great for you. Okay. Moderate. Yeah, I'm better off. Will I be? Half 8. I should be back in the office. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, mate. Bye, mate. So as I was saying, we moved to Higher Crockermoor in 2020, so we built the barns on the site of an old dairy farm, and put in the outdoor school, the Sand Canter, and obviously the hill gallop here as well. So it took us a good year, 18 months, to really sort of work out how best to use the facilities that we've got to get the best out of the horses. But we feel sort of this year we went into sort of the season with renewed confidence, that we're sort of really sort of happy. So things that clicked at the back end of last season in terms of the workload and what the horses needed to do at home in order to go to the races best prepared. So I suppose with anything new, it takes a bit of time to get to know and get used to things. So but as you can see, it's quite a good climb up through. It's a brilliant surface, Martin Collins gel track, and really we let the hill do the work. We don't go any faster than what we've just seen, and they come up either 1, 2, or as we'll see, 3 is the most they're doing. We'll see them this lot. If they're doing 3 up through here well within themselves, it's normally a good sign they're not too far away. I mean, you see trainers stood on the side of gallops and you think, well, what are we doing, just stood aimlessly by watching horses? But it's all about not looking for anything in particular on a given day, but when you're here day in, day out, you build up a picture of how the horses go within themselves. As I said earlier, they can't tell us when they're not right or how well they're feeling. So that's where we're looking for signs they're either going a bit better or not as well, and then getting the feedback from the riders. The riders obviously a huge part of it. Their feedback, we try and keep similar riders on the same horses as best we can, so they build up a rapport and know the horses as best as they can, because it's all a big team effort, that's for certain. As well, yeah, doing that well within himself. Good. Happy with him? Good.
Few striking things about the Cheltenham Festival entries. It's not exactly a massive surprise that the runaway winner from Sandown at the weekend, Love Envoy, was in the Mayor's Hurdle. She's got an entry in the Champion Hurdle as well. Her trainer Harry Fry's with me now. Harry, is that an insurance policy, or are you keeping all the balls in the air?
I think it's just an insurance policy, I suppose. The Mayor's Hurdle is very much the target, and but obviously, it's still 2 months to go, so why not? It's keeps the dream alive anyway. So if nothing else, so it gives the owners something to dream about. So if they weren't excited enough, just having a Champion Hurdle entry, but no, the Mayor's Hurdle, all being well, is very much plan A.
I gather you're going to run her again in the interim.
Yes, that's the plan. I mean, she thrived on her racing last season, and it seems to work for her. And the races are there to run in, and there's that listed Mayor's Hurdle at Warwick on the 11th of Feb. So,
what are you going to do with Boot Hill?
Where he is hopefully going to go to Doncaster for the Grade 2 Lightning Chase, as long as John Bond doesn't turn up there, and I think we'll probably then give him the entry in the Arkle, because he is only a novice once, and we'll see near the time whether we do take a chance in that race or wait for Aintree. I mean, obviously he's had fairly busy campaign so far, but he seems to be doing well for it, and I think we've got to make the most of him being a novice. This year it will be much tougher for him out of novice company next season, so that's why we're looking to go to Doncaster and then possibly Cheltenham and Aintree. So but couldn't be more pleased with how his campaign's gone thus far.
Harry, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Nick. This is Ben Baldwin, who ran yesterday down at Exeter in the mud. So we obviously just check them the day after they've run. Well, firstly that they're sound. He's a little bit stiff in front, but nothing too untoward. So yeah, primarily that there's no butt lumps and bumps, and they're pretty much sound. So, but they just have a lead out and a pick of grass the day after a run, and just give them a chance anyway. So, okay, thank you. We do it if we think it's justified. If they're either won well, so obviously, and then we can turn them out either under a penalty or without a penalty if they've won a boys' race, something like that. So yeah, we do it, not all that often, but for the right horse, sometimes it suits. Definitely the right opportunities there, because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. The job is not just to get them fit and keep them healthy. It's to run them in the races that they're going to be most competitive in. So there's no point having fit and horses ready to go if you then run them in the wrong races. So it's key to get that bit right for sure. We're obviously our local tracks, Taunton, Wincanton, Exeter, all fair. I mean, I love Exeter for novices. It's a very fair track, galloping track. I suppose wherever we've been lucky, they're always high up on the list. We seem to get on well. We might go back there more often than others. I remember Chepstow, when I started off, I never had a winner. It was years till I had a winner there, and I used to avoid it. So then, of course, it took even longer to have a winner. So, but we managed to get over that by now. But yeah, I suppose we got some lovely local tracks, so it's great. Chile doing one today, and you have fourth pair with Rebels again. Got an Excelsius Dio. Just one again, Lorcan in fifth. So just coming up to 9 o'clock, we got second lot have just pulled out. Boot Hill and Kira in this lot. Hot Rod Lincoln and Megan. Then we've got in Excelsius Dio with Lorcan the far end. Monjules and Ed, who's due to run at Huntingdon on Friday. Phoenix Way. Steve, he's going back to Ascot for a race he won last year actually. Got Revels Hill, White Hot Chili Filly, Carrymore Rowan, a couple of unraced 4-year-old fillies as well. So it's yeah. Keep the morning going. The lads will stop for breakfast after this lot, and then we have another 2 more lots then, and hopefully get finished by 1 o'clock for lunch. White Hart Lady. We got White Hot Chili Filly, Revels Hill. Asked me early, so unfortunately he didn't run his race in the Welsh National. I can see there's only 7 entries in it at the moment. There's another novice chase on the same card. There's only 6 entries at the moment. It's obviously a very important part of my job, my role is to make sure I run the horses in the right races. At the end of the day, we're going to go where, as I said, where we're going to be competitive, but also where the owners can get the most enjoyment from it as well.